Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to take a little preview at the new unit Rulgia and the new vision cards and gear that are coming out this Wednesday in War of the Visions. Now, if you're an Earth player, Rulgia is probably somebody who's been on your radar for a little while. If you're not an Earth player, you're probably still just staying strong, waiting for, all of the big collaborations, the 3rd anniversary, all that stuff that's coming. I feel like I beat that horse to death every week in my videos, but it remains true every week. If you're saving for the anniversary, stay strong, save for the anniversary. If you're an Earth main, this guy looks pretty good, so let's talk about him a little bit. Now, I'm going to start with him specifically. Here's kind of the deal with Rugia. He's going to be a big damage dealing, high range Earth unit that does not need AP restore from like a TMR or something like that. He's going to give himself AP consumption down. He can give himself AP auto restore. He has ways of taking care of that problem himself that really make him good just in that regard. Also, I want to take a minute to talk about his master ability and show you guys how something works. So note his master ability gives the Earth buff to his allies with Earth attack and HP. It also gives him AP consumption down 20, but I want to highlight this attack up 10%. If you've ever wondered exactly how that works, let me show you. I opened him up in the builder on WoTV calc over here, and there's a whole lot on the screen right now, but let me just focus you in on this attack 502. That's his attack stat, what we call base, but it's not actually his base attack. His base attack is actually 318, which is before you level up all the nodes on his board, before you come down here and build all that stuff. It's before his master ability, before any buffs, before anything. His base attack is 318. So when you see his master ability say increase attack 10%, what that means is he gets 10% of this base attack, which is about 31 added to his number. Then you see he gets another 152 from his, his skill board down here. Somewhere in there's 152 attack, and that all averages out or adds up to 502 attack when it's all said and done. So here's his stat line when it's all said and done. 502 attack's pretty good, 67 agility's nice and fast. He's a move 3, jump 1 unit with decent dex and luck. 3500 HP is whatever. He's going to be long range. You're hoping he doesn't get attacked. He also has ways of dropping his own aggro. So there's just a little bit of like how that works. Now, that's his master ability. Don't pay attention to this dream ability yet. We'll cover that when dream upgrades come for him. That's not now for us. That's a little bit later. His TMR, we can go ahead and talk about that. The Kramis of the Earth. It's an accessory with 12 defense and 12 accuracy and a pretty powerful 2-use, which is always important, self-buff that gives 20 defense and protect for 3 turns. Hey, if you're building anti-physical, that's pretty good. 20 defense and protect is a nice little buff, and I like that it has 2 uses. Makes it even better for like a Guild Wars situation. Is it top tier? I don't think so. Is it good for PvP? Yeah, it's situationally pretty good for PvP. So that's that. Now, let's look at his skills. His support abilities. Field Sniper upgrades to Ground Combat Sniper. This gives him range 2 and missile attack resist penetration 40. Love this one. He's a unit you're going to be wanting at max range, not getting hit, getting 2 extra range and 40 missile attack pin. That's a huge master ability, or support ability, excuse me. I love that a lot. You can add another range right here, but I think you're more than likely going to run Martial Arts of Virtue, or his other job's second support ability that gives you initial AP 15, accuracy 25, and decreases his move by 1. I really like the decreased move by 1. That will help him on certain maps stay back and maybe get a second turn of buffing in, because he's not going to like move into range to shoot the enemy yet. Let the enemy move into his range and then have him unload. I actually like the decreased move. Alaya will oftentimes have decreased move. You'll see her only move like 2 squares. Works out great for her all the time. I like it on him as well. And I also like the initial AP up and the accuracy. This dude can be an anti-evade unit, but you're going to need accuracy built into him. Here's 25 more there. Jump +1, really situational. You do have missile attack and luck, which would also help with anti-evade. And you have HP healing power. You're probably never running that one. So I actually just like the combination of his 2 job support abilities. For counter moves, his new job does give preemptive mud shot. shot. Now, this is an ability that can be range buffed, so you can add those like range extenders to it, which makes it a very long range counter ability. It starts off at 4. You can fairly easily bump that to range 6 counter move. The problem with missile counters, and you can see that this is a missile counter move, is you will shoot your own units in the back. If this procs, he has a chance of just shooting his teammates in the back. That always makes these dangerous. So I don't like I think this is his best one. I think it's the one you run all the time, but just be ready for like the occasional, oh no, I just killed my Zazan or something like that. Just be careful of that, right? Don't shoot Oberon in the back, even though Oberon deserves it. If you've watched the story, you know what I mean. Okay, let's continue. His new main job. Let's take a peek at that. So his cheat move, 14 AP, break shot, decrease missile resist 25, 121% modifier. Not bad. I do like the missile decrease on it. A good move for cheap. Protection of the Earth. This is a self buff for him that gives him 1 more range and drops his aggro by 6. Pretty good. That's 2 things he wants. It's pretty decent for a self buff. Iwabu Shanglai, which upgrades with his EX jobs. Dispels Protect and Shell. Very powerful. It's a 2-hit move, 200% modifier, and decreases the target's move by 1. This is definitely going to be one of his bread and butter moves. 200% modifier, chains with itself, gets rid of Protected Shell. The AI is going to eat this move like a delicious dessert. It does so many things the AI wants. It's going to use this. I love this move for him. It is a very, very powerful single target multi-hit attack. Now, he also has Spread Blast right here, which is a diamond-shaped AoE move that drops evasion of the targets by 25. So you've already seen how he can give himself 25 more accuracy with his support abilities. He can also debuff evasion on the enemy by 25, not only making him more accurate, but making your entire team more accurate against any unit hit by this AoE. 165% modifier. The AI will use this if multiple units are grouped, or if you need the debuff to hit them. So those are the 2 situations there. Okay, his other TP skill here is a big diamond-shaped AoE buff. Love the diamond shape on buffs. It grants Regenerate to allies, increases his own defense pin by 40. So now with this buff online and his support ability, he has both missile attack pin and defense pin. And when we look at his gun here in a minute, you'll see where some more defense pin can come in, and gives him 20 AP. So much good going on right here. Earth is an element that, much like Dark, likes to run a lot of really high damage bruisers. Units that are hard to kill but hit really hard. Giving them Regenerate is very nice. So I love this buff, especially for the Earth element units that it's coming with. 3 uses. I think you're gonna run this about all the time. It's really that good. Then Amber Bomb. This will get upgraded eventually with his Dream enhancement, but not yet, right? With the Dream enhancement, what it does, so this move, okay, let's just talk about this move. It's nice big range with a nice wide spread of the AoE, right? Base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, extended by all of those modifiers you tag on him. So high range move gives him a follow-up attack for 1 turn. Normally that would mean he would shoot this and it would shoot another bomb, which is probably what this is supposed to be called instead of the JP translation. But 1 follow-up attack at 165% modifier. The follow-up attack might make it do more damage than like a higher modifier attack, which could encourage the AI to use it. The eventual Dream upgrade for this makes it a 3-turn follow-up attack. Now that's where it becomes really powerful, because then he could open up a fight or early on in a fight use this to gain the follow-up attack. Then, because now he'll already be shooting the follow-up attack, turn to moves like this one or his AoE moves, and that will do more damage base, but then also benefit from the follow-up attack. So that's kind of like how he could play out, at least in my mind, with his main job. Now, sub-jobs. His sub-job has a agility debuff in it. That's not too bad. Has a heal, which is really weird, and a CT restore for an ally, which is really weird. Overall, I don't think you're running his Crystal Warrior sub-job very much. Sniper, why would you run this? You do have a disable shot in here, but barely does any damage, so you're not going to use it. Like, I don't think you run this one much unless you just really want to get defense pin from here instead of getting your defense pin from, where was it? There was defense pin up here somewhere too. Instead of getting it from, wait a second. Okay, Control F, defense. It helps you spell words right. Defense. Instead of getting it from soil area, you could instead get it from right here with a range buff attached to it, but I don't think you're going to do that. I don't think you're going to run this one very much. You do have the physical barrier break, which is nice and turns counterattacks off, but I do think you have a better option for turning counterattacks off, and that's in his Dragoon Subjob. So Dragon Blood, this was a recently upgraded move with the Dragoon enhancements, where it's a 42% attack buff. Great, he's going to like that. Then it also gives him Protect, and while he has Protect active, he will increase his critical rate by 25. This is a unit that really wants to crit. You'll see his gun here in a minute. And we'll give him 100 reaction block rate if his Protect is still on. Yep, Dragon Blood looks really good. I think his most powerful buffing sequence, if you're not counting a TMR of any kind, is going to be Soil Area, like his Regenerate buff that gives him all those self buffs, into Dragon Blood, and then you're just going to start popping off damage. I really like that combo. Explosion, this is his follow-up attack. It's a 50% modifier that scales off attack, dex, and luck, and you can see the range on it is the map, basically. And then his Limit Break. His Limit Break gives him a 40% attack buff for 3 turns. Okay, that's pretty nice. It's a 3-hit attack, 200% modifier, and grants him AP Auto Restore for 3 turns. So again, another example of how he doesn't necessarily need bells or something like that, because he has ways of giving himself his AP or AP Restore and decreasing his AP consumption. So I think it's a very strong PvP kit, and I think it's a decent PvE kit. I do want to show you his farmable gun real quick, because I think it's really, really good, and I want to compare it to Laura's dual pistols, which I think deserves to be compared here. So first up, this gun has critical rate 15, critical damage 15. That should immediately remind you of Laura's pistols, which have critical rate 15, critical damage 20. So, okay, Laura's pistols, better critical damage on it, but let's compare a little bit more. If you're Lara Croft and you're using her pistols, you have 198 attack with the crit rate and crit damage buff, and 15 missile attack and 20 missile attack resist pin. So for Lara Croft, her pistols are still going to be the best gun in the game, and they're still really, really good. For other units, you have 173 attack, which is a little bit less, but remember, this does not have its +6 yet, and you get defense penetration for everyone. So this is a defense penetration gun where if you are a gunner, dual gunner, or crystal warrior, you get the critical rate, critical damage. I think for your gunner, dual gunners, and crystal warrior, this is going to be your go-to gun for a while. For other shooting units, looking at you, Lara Croft, Slime, those folks of the world. If you're going for a crit rate, critical damage gun, I think Laura's pistols will still be the way to go there. But there's a little side-by-side comparison of those two pieces of gear. Farm a bunch of this. It's a quest. Just put it on auto repeat and farm the blank out of it for a few days. Okay, vision cards. We are getting a lot of vision cards this week and next week. Let's start with the freebie. Everybody's getting this card, and everybody's getting enough stuff to max this card out. Wedding Ceremony. It's a JP up unit effect card. They love giving us these. I think I have enough to make a full JP up team. I like this card, though, for PvE, and that's the theme of the day. PvE cards. I think there's a lot of really situationally awesome PvE cards. The party effect is Rainbow Critical Hit Rate 25. Honestly, if you're a brand new player, you're probably running this card for a bit. It has a nice stat line with AP, TP, and attack on it. A lot of HP. Rainbow critical hit rate up, pretty good. And if you're a fire PvE team that's fighting a dragon, like if you're going for a high score run against a dragon with your fire team, hello, Dragon Killer 25. Guarantee you there will be something in this game at some point where this is good. Like people who built this card, which should be everybody because it's a handout, will just pop off. I like this card. Next up, Keepers of the Crystal. This is the highly unexpected, by me at least, rerun that I didn't see coming. So you're going to have to probably pull for this card. We'll see what the banners look like. I'm definitely going to get it because this is a fire card with a base magic stat. Okay, if you've ever tried to build like high score fire PvE teams in the past, it can be tough to find a fire card with a magic stat that like really helps the rest of your group in a PvE high score situation, especially. This one, magic stat, gives fire attack 35 to the group, and then, fire resistance 20%. Maybe there's a time and place where I care about that, but mostly I just love this is a fire attack up card. If they give me an easy way of pulling this card, like a 5-step or something, I'm gonna go get it. If they don't, if this is just a regular banner like we had back in the day where there's no pity or anything, I'm staying away from it, I think. I might try like one YOLO luck pull. Maybe they give us a good paid Visior option. I would love that if they did. So we'll see. This is like a wait and see for me. I think it's a very situational pull for everybody else. If you're into high score running and you like to build fire, hey, here's Keepers of the Crystal. It's a fire card you might never see again. If you're anybody else, probably not. And then the free card, another free card, it's the MR, Secrets of Myr. So this is a attack magic kind of split card. It's another acquired JP up card. There you go. Party effect, though, is Rainbow Attack 30%, and for water teams, Beast Killer 20. Very, very good. If you're building a water PvE high score team again, and you're trying to kill beasts, here you go. Everyone will now have this card for free. Build this thing. It could be very situationally useful for you at some time. And guys, that's it. That's the new stuff we got coming out this week. That's kind of my thoughts on it in about a 15 or so minute video, maybe 16, maybe however long it is right now. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will be gone for the rest of this week. I'll be in Florida, but I have made some videos, and I will wake up, like we're leaving at 4 a.m. to drive to the airport on Wednesday morning. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to film my Wednesday morning video at 2, and then I'm going to film polls right after that. Schedule both of those videos to come out in the next 2 days, and boom, then I'm off to the land of sunshine for a doctor's appointment. Whatever. I'll go have a good time while she's resting. I'll have enough good time for both me and my wife. That's called being a good husband. All right, guys, see you next time. Peace.